Good morning. I trust that you had a great weekend of ministry. My wife and I enjoyed being part of the leadership team for our senior ladies, uh, senior ladies. That's hard to get out of your mouth, right? Uh, Luncheon on Friday for Valentine's Day. It was great. The meal was delicious. The people really enjoyed our recognition of them, and the our music director sang some love songs, some fun songs for our entertainment. It was a great event. And then Sunday school on Sunday, I taught from 2 Peter 1, verses 3 to 11. As Peter says, he senses he's about to die, and history tells us the letter was written in 67 A.D., and he died hanging upside down on a cross at the end of that year sometime, or else in the beginning of 68. But he says, apply all diligence to add to your faith. And he lists then 7 additional qualities that we need to incorporate into our life and ministry. Powerful statement by this man who is saying, these are my last words. I want you to remember what I'm saying. And he indicates he is doing part of this so they can go back and review it. So, powerful material. And we had a great small group meeting last night as we continued our study of Proverbs. As we begin week 6, I first of all want to remind you that you need to go back and check your content report. Some of you have some weeks that you have not put anything in, so please take care of that so I don't have to send you an email and say, hey, get this taken care of, or it'll be a 0. We have the reading in Crouch, chapters 14 and 15, and then in Branson Martinez, chapter 2, 4, and 5, and then a video that is called Congregational Exegesis Part 1. Part 2 will be next week. There's a website listed there. Just ignore that. Now, as it relates to our assignment, the pastoral interview is such a blessing to many students, and it's an opportunity for you to personally interact with your pastor. The directions for the assignment are clearly spelled out there in our week 6. Follow them carefully. I encourage you, as I have gone through school, that I read the directions, I write the document, I go back and read the directions to confirm that I've covered everything that I need to, and then I do a spell and grammar check, and then I'm ready to submit. Some pastors are very easy to interview, and as you give them the questions, they have the questions. Some pastors, though, will talk all around the question and never answer it. I don't think it's necessarily intentional, but you may have to go back and say, well, now, Brother Bill, you haven't really answered this question, and my professor is going to be after me to get your answer to this. So you can blame me, and I won't mind at all, because I want you to get the material that I've suggested that you need to gather. And while I'm talking about that, let me remind you, next week it's 4 to 7 congregants, diverse age, membership length, men, women, teens. It's not your Bible study group that is generally a cohesive group. It's people that you need to get a variety of perspectives from on these 12 questions. Now, our discussion board relates to an underlying theme that Branson and Martinez have to encourage, and that's probably a small statement, interracial congregations. Some of the material basically says if you aren't in an interracial, multi-ethnic congregation, you're not a healthy church. So, our discussion this week is what would you, your family, and friends gain if you gathered at least 15 people to become active members of an evangelical congregation in your area with a predominantly different ethnicity? That could be Korean, Romanian, Hispanic, well, uh, you name it. What would it cost you? Emotionally, spiritually, culturally? What about belonging? This might be theoretical for you, but for many of our ethnicities, it's a reality as they come into a Caucasian church. So I want you to think that one through. It's so easy to say, uh, let's have multi-ethnicity in our congregation, and for some people to do what this uh, discussion board is saying, they would have to drive 50 miles, maybe 75, to find a church of a predominantly different ethnicity. Think that one through. It's easy to theorize, but this is asking you to think deeply about what you would gain and what it would cost. God bless you.